Hi there. About a year ago, someone contacted me and was kind enough to invite me to join the Medium Wave Circle. I think they contacted me on Facebook, which I duly did. I didn't realise, but they've been around since the 1950s. In fact, their kind of monthly magazine, Medium Wave News, was first, well, not published, but I think they first started distributing it in 1954. And it's one of the main reasons, well, it's one of the main benefits of joining the circle. And I've just wanted to share this month's edition with you, because it's got a couple of really good articles in it. But first, as regards the actual club itself, it's pretty cheap to join. There's two options. The print option for a year is £15. But if you take what they call the E option, where you can download this little booklet as a PDF, it's only £8 a year, or 10 euros. And you get discounts if you join for sort of 2 or 3 years. So I joined for 2 years, but I prefer the print option because it's just easier to access, and I'll explain why in a minute. But I mean, it's packed full with kind of news and features regarding radio, all aspects of radio, public broadcasting, AM, FM, digital, DRM. It literally covers everything you might be interested in. But this month, there's a couple of really interesting articles. There's an article called the Sony Spy Radio. So this is an article about the ICF 2001D, obviously a radio that I know much about, and its role during the Cold War as the kind of receiver of choice for Eastern Bloc agents. And actually, there's actually a piece on Ana Belén Montes, who was a Cuban. Well, she worked for the FBI, I think, as a kind of Cuban analyst. No, not the FBI. Sorry, the U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency. Anyway, so she was a Cuban analyst, but she'd been spying on the United States for Cuba for about 15 years before she finally got caught. But the bottom line is that these agents were using obviously one-time pads, but they were all instructed to buy the Sony ICF 2001D or 2010 US equivalent to actually receive the signals from the number stations. And although I was aware of that, there's an article here this month, as you can see, that gives quite a bit of detail on that. And then there's a link to some FBI files where there's some more stories. So another interesting article close to my heart is regarding beverage experiments, and in particular Beverage and Bogs, which is a beverage on ground antenna, a kind of modification that allows a beverage antenna to be directional, effectively to reverse the direction. So if you live somewhere where you've got a piece of land, but you set up a beverage and it's just pointing in the wrong direction, there's some interesting information with some sort of results on how to modify a beverage with a kind of feedback that allows you to effectively be at the wrong end of the antenna and make it work for you. So again, for me, two very interesting articles, and I thought I'd share them with you. And then there's the usual articles: North American news, Central American and South American news, world news, home front, which is obviously based on sort of UK, and then there's a Eurolog, which is basically a log for the month of European stations, and then there's DX loggings, and there are literally hundreds. Starting at 540 kilohertz, there's literally page after page of loggings that Medium Wave Circle members have sent in, and as you can see, this club has got a fantastic amount of support, because there's literally, well, hundreds, probably more than hundreds, probably over 1,000. I haven't counted them, but a lot of them from the United States and from South America, but basically worldwide. So there you go, all the way to the end of the X band. It's a brilliant publication, and for the sake of £15 a year, I just consider it to be brilliant value for money. So the Medium Wave Circle, so there you go. They've been around since the 1950s. As I said, this publication has been around since '54. Two really brilliant articles in it this month, and they were so good that I felt compelled to share it with you. And they've got a website, and check them out. And if you're into medium wave DX, I highly recommend considering joining them. I know there are lots of radio clubs, etc. around, but this is one of the best for sure. Thanks for watching.